Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to check the X-Tower F4 from Flycolor. In this video I'm going to go over its features and soon I'm going to feature it on a build video. First of all, the packaging of the X-Tower is great. Sometimes we overlook the packaging, but it is important. Recently I had a bad experience with the Magnum Mini F4 stack from Emax, which came damaged, and hopefully it's not going to happen with the X-Tower since it is both protected from the outside and also from the inside. The X-Tower itself is based on two components. The bottom board is a 4-in-1 40A BLA32 ESC. It supports between 3 to 6 S-Lipo batteries and up to D-Shot 1200. The flight controller is an F4 flight controller. The firmware that it's running is Omnibus F4 SD, and it comes pre-flashed with Betaflight 3.2.2. Inside the box we get in the X-Tower, which is already assembled. The instructions manual, which is very important in both English and Chinese, an XT60 battery connector, plenty of connectors which are also important and I'm going to get to it in a moment, and a 330 microfarad capacitor along with O-rings, and this capacitor might be too small for 5S and 6S setups, so if you're considering using these setups, I recommend to get a bigger capacitor. The flight controller is properly soft mounted on top of the ESC, which is great. In addition, there are no pins involved, so connecting the ESC to the flight controller is going to be done using these two 8-pin connectors. The highlight of the flight controller, which might be problematic for some of you, is that it doesn't feature any soldering pads. Connecting all the accessories is going to be done using these provided connectors, and I can tell you that Flycolor did a great job with providing you plenty of options to connect your accessories, so if everything goes well, the only soldering work you need to do is just to connect the motors and the XT60 battery leads. This should make the build process very easy, but on the other hand, if any of the connectors is going to break, you are going to be in trouble and you're probably going to need to replace the flight controller, because in my experience fixing these connectors is going to be a very hard work. The instructions manual contains the wiring diagram and you should definitely keep it for reference. So now let's go over the connectors. Over here we can find a connector for an SBUS and PPM ready receiver. So the first pin is the SBUS or PPM, then we've got plus 5 volts, ground, TX1 and RX1. Next we've got a connector for a Spectrum receiver, a connector for the camera, so the first pin is ground, then 12 volts and the video in. They don't give you the option to power the camera with plus 5 volts. It could have been nice if they put a soldering pad over here that will enable you to choose which voltage the camera is getting, but I don't think it's going to be a major issue since most of the cameras in the market support 12 volts. On the right side we've got the connector that connects to the ESC. The first pin is ground, then we've got two VCC ins, current meter, and then the signal wires. Over here we can find a small boot button. Be careful with pressing it because in my experience these small boot buttons tend to be ripped up quite easily. On the other side we can find a connector for the buzzer, UART6 and UART3 connectors along with ground and plus 5 volts out. So in total you have 3 free UART ports, a connector for an LED strip, a connector for the VTX. So first we have the video out, then 12 volts and then ground. So they give you the option to only power the VTX using 12 volts, which should be okay in most cases, but if you want to power it directly from the battery, you will need to tweak it and connect the wires directly to the battery leads. Finally, over here we can find a micro SD slot that supports up to 32 GB micro SD cards. The X-Tower stack weighs 24.77 grams, including the spacers. It uses 30.5 by 30.5 mounting holes, and the outer dimensions, including the pads for the ESC, are about 40.7 by 47.9 by 14.1 millimeters. In terms of pricing, the X-Tower goes for $90, which is not a bad price for a 4-in-1 32-bit 40A ESC that supports 6 S-Lipo batteries and an F4 flight controller. However, right now it's on promotion, and when you buy the X-Tower, you're also getting the Cabix Turbo Micro S2 FPV camera, so $90 for both products is a pretty good deal. So overall, if you're looking for an all-in-one stack that will require you very minimal soldering work, you should definitely check the X-Tower from Flycolor. The most important thing of course is to see it in action, so in the next few days I'm going to feature it on a build video, so stay tuned. As always, I thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and you find it useful. If you have any questions about this product, feel free to ask it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell if you're not already subscribed. See you in my next videos, and goodbye.